Yo, thank you for joining me for part two of two of three-part series. Well, what we're going to do today is we are going to start blocking in and doing some minor detailing to the native portrait that I had started yesterday. And the way we are going to begin this part of the process is with these gray tones. These gray tones that I'm going to be using in this portrait. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting out some mid-tones and some more darks to start carving out the realism of the portrait. So I'm going to start with my midtone. This is the midtone that I'm going to be starting with. And the reason why I'm going to start with the midtone is because it give me enough room and balance to know the direction that I'm going to be shooting for. And also be able to give me a better balance of how much more lighter or more darker that I will be needing to go in some more areas. So this is a part of the process that I really, really enjoy because although there's going to be a variety of steps that take part during this process will little by little start to unravel the realism of what is potentially going to start looking like. And also, being that the gray tones that I'm going to be using during this part of the process is also going to be something that is very new to me. With one other portrait that I have done, I've tried this process, and I really, really enjoy the effects that I'm able to pull off with these pastels, mixed media with the charcoal. So as I'm learning, I will also be able to share that them learning experiences with all of you that are watching, and hopefully we all learn together. This could be kind of tricky pointing out these little blocks out of this here container. I should have probably did that at the beginning. But anywho, these are all the tones in which that I will be needing to perform this part of the process. But what's cool about using these particular pastels in this gray tone is that it keeps me away from the constant repetition of what I already had learned how to do. So what this is doing, this is opening up a whole nother door for me and my ability to learn another medium, well, a mixed medium. And I think it's super cool that I'm able to do that. as I continue further on into the process of drawing the native, just to fill you in and walk you through a few steps that I had completed while I turned off the camera, was that I began cutting out all my midtones and my lights with the pastels, gray set, the gray value, grayscale pastels. And during the process, I started to take shape in identifying where my most brightest highlights and my most darkest and yet saturated parts of the charcoal were going to be applied. This way, everything begins to start taking shape accordingly. And the reason why I cut the camera and didn't do the entire process was, like I had said yesterday in part one, was I don't want to create such long videos when I could just break them down into at least 15 minutes instead of one whole hour video. And because I understand at the time, people don't always have time to sit there and watch an entire process. And if so, and if you are one of the individuals that is watching that does have the time, please just go ahead and drop it in the comment, and then that way I have an idea as to how many people are actually able to stay tuned in for an extensive amount of time. But with that being said, as you could tell from the part that I had just cut out from, I've already been able to create so much depth into the portrait, and I think it's actually pretty cool the way that I've been able to create the depth and realism that I've been able to do just by with the grayscale pastels. I believe this is helping me like unlock a whole nother way of realism that I approach. So now what I'm doing, I'm just taking my number 4B and my white, and now I'm gonna just start kind of slowly working in some detail to kind of give you a little bit of insight as to how I approach the detailing part of it. And although that the entire piece doesn't have all the values and highlights where they need to be at this exact moment, where I am currently working at, will certainly make all the difference in where the process is going to go for this portrait. You know what? I actually think this is coming out pretty cool. Also, as I begin to make more content and YouTube videos, the more that I'm going to be able to take you on more of a journey and an adventure, with something cool to watch, with like cool edits and cool features and things like that. At this moment, I know that my videos may be just a little bit on the more boring side, but just be a little bit patient, and little by little it'll all start to fall together. And I think that as you watch my channel grow, the more that you'll see me grow and develop as an artist too, because I'm always learning something new all the time. Some of my best lessons have came from just consistent effort and work. And now I'm just subtly making wrinkles with my tortillion homemade shader, and just as I am able to kind of mess with the charcoal here and there, the more that I'm starting to already understand the 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 process and how this grayscale pastel is actually working for my style. So look how when I start to pop in just these little beauty highlights on the wrinkles, how much of a difference it'll start to create too.